Hey there, I'm Steve Schenk, and I want to thank you for your interest in Reverie Productions' Biodiversity Trails. First question on your mind is probably, what is a biodiversity trail? Well, a biodiversity trail is a walking tour of any space that functions as a miniature science museum. When I say any space, this could be an entire school campus or a single hallway. It could be the area in or around a small business. It could be in a park. The key thing is to combine the walking tour with some digital content that relates to biodiversity or some other scientific topic. Like all of Reverie Productions' initiatives, the Biodiversity Trail is constructed as a STEAM activity. STEAM, if you're not familiar with that, is STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, combined with a heavy dose of art. To help you better visualize this concept, let me share a specific example with you. From 2022 to 2025, I designed and installed my first biodiversity trail. The Wilton Simpson Citrus Campus Biodiversity Trail, which I nicknamed Biodity Citrus, is located at the College of Central Florida's campus in Lecanto, Florida, where I was a professor at the time. This particular trail was constructed using an $18,000 grant from the College of Central Florida Foundation. And to be very clear, it was a permanent addition to that campus that spanned the entire campus, albeit a small one. Now, keep in mind, a version of this could be created and installed by a single elementary school classroom at almost no cost at all. So as I take you on a tour of Biodity Citrus in just a moment, keep focused on the concept and not so much on the cost or the scale of this particular biodiversity trail. So with that in mind, let's head over to Lecanto, Florida on a sunny December afternoon.
We'll begin our tour in front of Building C4. The main campus parking lot is to our right, and the X on the map shows you where we're standing. From here, we'll walk to C4's north entrance to enter the building and reach Exhibit Number 1. Exhibit 1 includes a welcome poster, and its QR code provides access to a welcome video with more information about the trail. A student suggested adding this iPad touchscreen as a way to better engage visitors and allow them to directly access digital features like the welcome video. From Exhibit Number 1, we turn to our right and walk toward the student lounge, where we find Exhibit Number 2. This exhibit, both physical and digital, is dedicated to Florida's native sandhill cranes, which serve as the trail's mascot. A mated pair nicknamed Duke and Duchess are longtime campus residents, and most but not all of the photos in this exhibit are of them. If we turn around and cross the hallway, we reach the Student Services area and Exhibit Number 3, which is about gardening and landscaping. It promotes the University of Florida's Institute for Food and Agricultural Sciences, or IFAS, whose local extension office partnered with us in the development of digital materials for this exhibit. The miniature garden in the exhibit combines the logos of both the College of Central Florida and UF IFAS. Turning to our left, we'll exit Building C4 through the south doors to find Exhibit Number 4 just outside. Digital content accessed through this QR code provides an introduction to ecology as a science and identifies specific topics covered elsewhere in the trail. Walking south away from C4, we head down a sidewalk toward Building C3. But before we reach C3, we'll come to Exhibit Number 5. This exhibit's digital content includes videos discussing the structure of terrestrial ecosystems. Continuing down the sidewalk until it bends, we come to Exhibit Number 6. Digital content here includes 3 videos discussing the concepts of ecological disturbance and succession, placing both of them in the context of local economic interests. Going to the left, we follow the sidewalk to the northwest corner of C3, where we find Exhibit Number 7. This exhibit focuses on various ways in which the local ecology and biodiversity intersect with the county's economic interests. The current digital content focuses on connections between ecotourism and the local employment and tax base, includes an interview about ecotourism with a representative from the local tourism board, Discover Crystal River, and ends with a montage of the various green spaces found around Citrus County. Coming back to the main sidewalk along C3, we turn left again to reach Exhibit Number 8. This is the first of 4 exhibits dedicated to animal diversity. This one focuses on insects and currently includes posters discussing insect coloration and defense, as well as particular insects that are beneficial to gardeners and farmers. The digital content includes photo carousels and student-designed infographics, which highlight specific insects included in the trail's photo collection. Continuing down the sidewalk outside C3, we arrive at exhibit number 9. Dedicated to interesting topics in zoology, the current iteration focuses on birds with an emphasis on crow intelligence and red-shouldered hawk behavior. A previous version focused on convergent evolution and flight. We now reach exhibits 10 and 11, covering general animal diversity. Exhibit 10 focuses on vertebrates. It currently highlights frogs, reptiles, and birds, with a previous version emphasizing bird foot structure, tree frog diversity, and invasive Cuban tree frogs. Exhibit number 11 focuses on non-insect invertebrate diversity. A previous version focused mainly on spiders generally. As you can see, the current edition highlights jumping spiders and broader invertebrate diversity. Like exhibit number 8, exhibits 10 and 11 have digital content highlighting vertebrates and invertebrates from the trail's photo collection. Walking just past exhibit 11 brings us to exhibit number 12. The digital content accessed here describes the different types of interactions between species and ecosystems. These include predator-prey, competitive, and symbiotic interactions. Turning to the right, we see the campus pavilion. It contains exhibits 13 through 16, which are in various stages of development. 3 of these exhibits will feature short webcomics featuring a pair of love bugs named Herbert and Beatrix in a comic entitled Love Bugs at Large. Exhibit 13's comic will focus on exponential and logistic mathematical modeling of populations of organisms. Exhibit 14's comic will focus on patterns of dispersal and survivorship in biological populations. And Exhibit 15's comic will focus on the concept of biological fitness and its relationship to an organism's life history traits. When finished, Exhibit 16 will be constructed around photos taken from a series of trail cams that will be purchased and installed at various locations around this campus. Turning to the right to leave the pavilion takes us to a native Dahun holly tree in exhibit number 17. This exhibit is focused on observing small organisms, and the QR code here links to an interview with a student who is the trail's most prolific contributor, with more than 500 accepted photos in the trail's collection. In the interview, he discusses how he notices small organisms and also how his academic career was impacted by his participation in the construction of this biodiversity trail. If we take the right fork of the 2 sidewalks to nowhere, we'll reach exhibit number 18. Its digital content features a pair of videos that discuss what climate is and how it's shaped by geography. Looking straight ahead to the end of the other sidewalk to nowhere, we see exhibit number 19. Its digital content includes an explanation for why these 2 sidewalks exist, as well as one video discussing the impact of large bodies of water like the Gulf of Mexico on climate, and another demonstrating through data how Citrus County's climate is a product of its geography. Looking straight ahead again, we can see the campus butterfly garden in the distance. We'll cross the lawn to that location and note as we approach the recently refurbished signs and birdhouses which complement the garden. It's here that we find exhibit number 20, which has digital content dedicated to pollination ecology. Turning completely around, we see the campus's smallest building, C1, across the driveway. Walking over to it, we come to exhibit number 21. This exhibit has digital content focused on defining what it means for a species to be invasive, and also provides examples of local invasive plant and animal species of interest, all of which are documented in the trail's photo collection. The content of this exhibit has been heavily influenced by UF-IFAS and the way that University of Florida and IFAS address issues around invasive species locally. Following the sidewalk around C1, we come to a large southern live oak. At the base of this tree is exhibit number 22, with digital content focused on wildfire ecology. This is an especially important topic in Central Florida, given the significant role fire has played in shaping the ecological history of southern pine forests. Turning away from the tree to our left, we'll head toward Building C2 and finally reach some exhibits on plant and fungus diversity. Exhibit 23 focuses on general plant diversity. Its posters highlight wildflowers, the superrosed group, pine trees, and the college's multi-year designation as a higher education tree campus by the Arbor Day Foundation. Its digital content includes infographics and photos presenting even more flowering plant diversity. Walking to the left leads us to exhibit number 24, which focuses on big patterns in botany. It currently hosts posters on plant evolutionary milestones, as well as flower and fruit structure. Its digital content focuses on local diversity among the non-flowering plants. Going once more to the left and walking further along C2, we reach exhibit 25. It focuses on fungus diversity, with posters and digital content looking at local diversity in mushrooms, lichens, and other fungi. Just a bit further to our left is exhibit number 26. Its digital content consists of an infographic that discusses the impacts of detritivore and decomposer organisms, of which fungi are a common example, on energy flow through ecosystems. From exhibit 26, we'll go to the left and up the stairs to the second floor of C2 and C3. An elevator to the second floor of C2 is available inside. Here in the second floor hallway of C2, we see a sign providing directions to exhibits 27 and 28 in the library and learning support center or tutoring center, respectively. The elevator opens directly behind us, and this sign is one of the first things you see when exiting the elevator. Heading left to the library, we find exhibit 27, featuring a piece of art depicting mushroom fairy rings and the fungal body under the soil. This was contributed by a local artist and college alumnus. The digital content includes a discussion of the mycelium, or fungal body, as well as several microscopic images of fungal bodies. We'll head back the way we came to reach the Learning Support Center, which happened to be closed on the day I shot this video. We'll pass one of its entrances on our right before we exit this building, and we'll reach its main entrance in the outside breezeway. Inside the LSC is exhibit number 28, which features a miniature park model on a pedestal. Its digital content identifies the many local parks and preserves and includes video highlighting the sounds of local frogs, toads, and birds. Turning to the left from the LSC, we can cross the breezeway to the second floor entrance to Building C3. Just inside is exhibit number 29. This exhibit includes photos from around the county mapped out, as well as a tribute to a hippopotamus named Lou, who died at the age of 65 in 2025. Lou was a decades-long resident of the local Ellie Schiller Homosassa Springs Wildlife State Park and was a beloved local ambassador for protecting wildlife. Leaving C3 as we entered, we'll head back downstairs to the courtyard between buildings C2 and C3. There, we can break to our right and find exhibit number 30 in a flower bed. This exhibit's digital content focuses on the role of photosynthesis in funneling energy into terrestrial ecosystems. Turning around, we'll head across the staff parking lot to the campus retention pond. This video was shot in December 2025 at peak dry season, so the pond is empty. During the wet spring, summer, and fall months, however, this pond fills with water and attracts all manner of birds, insects, and amphibians. Exhibit number 31, next to the pond, features digital content about seasonal wetlands and their economic and ecological impacts. If we turn away from the retention pond, we see building C4 where we began. Heading across the staff parking lot one more time, we reach exhibit number 32. This features a farewell video and information about how to contribute to the Biodiversity Trail. From this location, we can return to where we started. We could re-enter building C4 from its east side doorway, or we could walk over to the campus's Veterans Memorial.
I hope you enjoyed that tour. To wrap up, I'd like to take a few moments and share with you what I consider the 5 essential elements of an effective biodiversity trail. So if you're interested in designing and implementing your own, you have an idea of where to begin. So let's take a look at the screen behind me. First of all, art is the main tool. Photography, music, and graphic artwork are what bring the science to life. The A in STEAM is your most critical element if you want to effectively engage your audience in the experience of learning about science. The best way to showcase biodiversity through art is with a diverse range of artwork. The physical exhibits in the trail I just showed you incorporated toys and 3D printed models as well as posters. The digital exhibits blended photographs with a mixture of comics, infographics, videos, and animations. This mixture of media makes both designing and participating in the biodiversity trail more enjoyable. Collaboration is essential. The Biodity Citrus photograph collection, around which all of the exhibits are designed, include more than 2,300 photographs submitted by more than 180 amateur photographers. Additionally, there were more than 50 individuals who contributed to poster and infographic designs. I actively sought outside community collaborators, as you may have noticed during the tour, where you saw references to UF-IFAS and Discover Crystal River. As long as you have an editor with a clear vision, this is definitely a case where more participation and more contributions lead to better creative outcomes. Infusing some personality into the trail makes the design process more fun and the outcome more engaging. You may have noticed a couple of my own personal Easter eggs woven into the Citrus Campus Biodiversity Trail. From Avatar: The Last Airbender to Invader Zim to the Bill and Ted films to lyrics from some of my favorite songs, I sprinkled subtle references to some of my favorite pop culture entities into the project. For those who catch the references, it adds to the experience, while keeping the references subtle prevents them from distracting those who don't recognize them. Ultimately, a biodiversity trail is trying to teach an audience about a scientific topic. You must know your educational goals and keep them centered throughout the trail. In this case, my 3 educational goals were to highlight local biodiversity, teach a general audience about ecology, and connect both topics to the local economy. Each exhibit focused on one of those goals, and exhibits with common educational goals were clustered together to enhance their effectiveness. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I hope you have a better understanding of what we at Reverie Productions mean when we talk about biodiversity trails. If you're interested in designing your own biodiversity trail and installing it at your school, your classroom, your business, make sure you watch the next video. In it, I'll be breaking down how you begin the design process, and I'll also be going through the different ways in which we at Reverie Productions can help you by providing essential resources at no cost, by giving you guidance in the design process, and even by making web hosting available to you at no cost. Cheers.